Hi, I'm Tommy Moore, founder of the Bartitsu Lab, and in this particular video we're going to be looking at the fine and subtle art of sucker punching a motherfucker. So, we're going to look at some scenarios where your hands are in a more natural position and how to strike or attack from that position with ease. It's a little bit of fun, but the message is you need to be able to deliver your blows from both prepared positions and unprepared positions. Oh, hands in the pockets. Both are equally important, and you're much more likely to be attacked when you're not paying attention than when you are. Not many people are going to attack you if you look pretty ready for it, and if they do, you can handle it. You're safer. Most of the time you will be attacked when you're completely unprepared. So we're going to look at my top 5 sucker punches for Bartitsu. First of these is the chin stroke into the pivot blow. So we find ourselves conversationally talking. Often we find ourselves moving into natural face touching positions, and when we're nervous we touch our own face all the time. You'd be surprised how often you will touch your own face when you're under stress. So for us, we go from a chin stroke position, okay, a consideration position, and then we're going to move that into a pivot blow. As soon as we got our chin stroke here, we're going to whip our hips to face the opponent. So we've angled ourselves a little bit here, stroking our chin. We're going to whip our hips, we're going to follow through, and we're going to use this bit here, and making sure that we don't use the fingers but the hard bit here, the hard edge of the hand. This is known as a pivot blow, and you see it in pugilism and savate. So from the chin stroke, chin stroke, chin stroke, chin stroke. Importantly, if you angle yourself off a little bit when you do the chin stroke, you can get maximum velocity. Once I've done that, really I've got to be ready to fill that gap with something else. It's harder to do in the video because I want to maintain contact with you, but chin stroke, whip, and be ready then to plow into the opponent. See, from here, and following through. That is a pivot blow. Often you'll see the pivot blows being done at long range in classical texts, but in reality they work much better in conversational range. Any degree of face touching, you can rip that pivot blow here. Make sure that your hips turn, your shoulders turn, your weight turns into that. So chin stroke, pivot blow. Next is the watch look to the chopper. So you'll see if you read any of Jeff Thompson's books, one of the commonly recurring themes is, have you got the time? There are 2 types to ask for the time nowadays. If you're a gentleman and you've got a watch, you'll be asked to look at your watch, or you'll be obliged to look at your phone. And because we're normally polite, sociable human beings, often we will give people the time, but sometimes that is a criminal's window with which to attack you. So first thing to do, have you got the time? No. Default answer, keep yourself safe. If you find yourself automatically responding and you're giving the time and the threat turns sour, I turn to look at my watch here. If I see the threat coming, I will roll that over into the chopper blow. If you've seen any of my videos before, essentially this uses the big 2 knuckles, dropping it down on the nose, above the eyebrows. Sometimes you can get it on the clavicle or on the collarbone, but essentially we're driving this. Some people do it very fast, like a fast whipping backhand. Mine's got a bit more power to it. I do that with a bit of a body drop. I do that as a stronger blow, but in either instance it will work. So we're going from a watch look to a chopper. Okay, and again, be ready to follow through. As soon as I've done that first sucker punch, I need to be able to blast through. So in this instance, I might go watch, chopper, palm strike. Okay. And then I'm ready to follow through with whatever else I need. So watch, chopper, watch, chopper. Next we're going to go for the phone fumble. The phone fumble in most scenarios is I'm being mugged, I'm being asked to produce something from my pocket. Could be a wallet, could be my phone, could be buried treasure, don't know what. But essentially from my pocket, from my trouser pocket, I need to create the illusion I'm grabbing something and lean my weight to that side. When I withdraw, keeping the line straight, I drive that into a lead-off blow, making sure I drive my body weight behind it. Now, in pugilism, in bare knuckle boxing, of which Bartitsu is founded, a lead-off is with a vertical fist. Typically, you aim for the top 3 knuckles and you drive it into the throat, into the nose, onto the jaw, into the solar plexus. But it needs to be like a cowboy's quick fire. You can't flare your arm out, don't flare your elbow. It needs to be non-telegraphed from the pocket to the face with minimum fuss. So pocket fumble, lean the weight to the side where that hand's going to create the impression you are digging in that pocket, and then launch that straight up. Fumble. So again, be ready to follow that up. Nice and simple. So again, we're looking at a 1-2 based off a shot coming directly from the pocket. So the pocket fumble to the lead off from pugilism. Then we're looking at the hands up. So hands up happens all the time in self-defense and mugging scenarios. And sometimes it's just also a flinch reaction to any surprise stimuli. So from a hands up, we're going to work le baf. So from our chasson or from our savate, our French martial arts, we're going to use this slapping technique. We're going to use the hard bit of the palm. We're going to be aiming just behind the ear, and we're going to really drive our hips into it. So from a surprise here, le baf, fire in the hips. Hands up, hands up, and again be ready to follow through. So I might go le baf, musette. So slap, palm strike. Hands up. And again, making sure you'll see that I'm moving my body weight, I'm stepping offline here, then I'm doing the palm strike, I'm stepping here, which then you'll see my hand, this hand really wants to punch now. Bang! Bang! You see? So from hands up, le baf, musette, hook, cross, elbow, whatever you want to do. Okay? Hands up, straight from there, hands up into le baf. And then finally, the inner pocket fumble. So some of us, if you're wearing a formal jacket, you might keep your valuables in your inner pocket. So in this particular version, there are two techniques. Again, I would say lean your body weight to the side of the body where you're rummaging. So if I'm rummaging on this side, I lean my body weight that way. And then what I'm going to do is drive with a shuto strike. So with the temiwaza from jiu-jitsu. So from the fumble here, strike, and I step with it as well. So I do a stepping motion, I bend the knee, so I'm driving all my mass into that shuto strike. I'm aiming for the throat or behind the ear. So from here, do the fumble. So there you go. Those are 5 sucker punch techniques from the Bartitsu lab. Chin stroke, pivot blow. We've got watch look, chopper. We've got phone fumble, lead off. We've got hands up, le baf, and we've got inner jacket, shuto strike. Give those a practice. Don't forget to fill the void. So after you do that surprise sucker punch technique, be ready to smash through with other things. You know, SAS, surprise, attack, sustain. I've surprised you with this blow. I'm going to attack you, and I'm going to keep going until you are no longer a threat. So that's the use of sucker punches and the use of savate, pugilism, and jiu-jitsu or temiwaza, all of which are key components to Bartitsu. Thank you.